So, Jeng and Ebon, we need to do more with less, especially now. What are some of the challenges that your members are actually facing now across industry? Pick a favorite industry.
Maybe I can say it cuts across all industries. I think let's address first the problems.
Yes.
Easily supply chain, right? It cuts across
Yes.
all industries. Then I can think of certain industries that are directly affected. Transportation, let's say the airlines, shipping, tourism, right? Travel.
Manufacturing.
Well, supply chain, right? Talk about schooling. I mean,
That's
they've been
right.
cutting classes,
right.
so
Walang
that
paso.
affects, right? And then all these meetings, conventions, concerts, etc., that have to be, right? The Olympics.
That's right.
That some people are saying is disastrous to Japan if they don't push through with it, and the IOC has been pushing for this. But I'd hate to be in the shoes of Japan, right? Because imagine if you go through with it, you'll be inviting from all over the world so many athletes, and your risk of
Yes, but it's a very hard decision, right?
yes,
It's
and
really
then
difficult.
if you do go through it again, all your countrymen will be attending, and again your risks go up.
Yes.
But I think it affects all industries, and as we speak, I've been receiving a lot of messages, Viber and otherwise, about many companies already taking measures and imposing certain protocols, work from home, etc., and then self-quarantine, or instead of a face-to-face meeting with customers or clients, they're suggesting maybe video or teleconferencing, which already are available anyway. No?
Yes.
And hopefully that will lessen the risk. No?
Yeah, and what we're doing now, flying kiss, air hug, fist bump kind of thing. It's just we cannot be too careful.
Right.
Actually, to not help the spread of the virus.
And as I was telling you earlier, I was very surprised that just over the weekend, the spike, from all over the world. No, it's not
That's
just
right.
China. It's Italy, Iran,
Yes.
South Korea, the U.S., Japan, everywhere.
Yeah, well, in fact, the Malacanang just declared a state of public health emergency.
Right. So we're in the red alert box right now.
Code red.
Code red, but not to panic. But that just means that we have to be extra
careful.
Careful. Yeah. So the effect on the on supply chain industries across, we're not seeing any kind of like a hoarding of toilet paper, like we did see
No,
in
in
like
fact, that's funny
in
because
Hong Kong.
I saw a feed from Viber about these two women, or one woman against two women in a grocery somewhere in the States. I think they were fighting over a package of toilet paper, precisely. And I saw pictures of Costco in the States.
Yes, that I saw that too.
Empty shelves, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure I've been to some, I won't mention the names of some groceries where alcohol before not available.
Right.
Face masks until now I think are hard to come by.
Yeah.
So there are these problems.
Right,
Yeah.
but they say that if we just practice, proper hand washing, where you sing "Happy Birthday" twice,
Yes.
and that's the thing, for 20 seconds, that you can actually help yourself already and not spread or not get it on you. So
Well, I was just thinking, as Abbott was saying, talking about what's been happening, I think it's important for businesses to have continuity plans. Sort of a backup plan if certain things don't happen, or if certain things are curtailed because they cannot operate, then what is their fallback? That's one. Second, this in terms of risk-based approach to the issue, because you were talking about being safe by exercising personal hygiene, right? That's keeping you safe from the virus. But I think there are two things we need to be safe from: the virus and fake news.
that's right.
That's why we should also encourage.
So fear mongering doesn't help at all.
Exactly. So proper education, listening to the authorities, who I believe are doing a lot to help
Absolutely.
mitigate the situation, particularly our our friends at the DOH who
Right.
are at the front line of all of these.
Yes.
We need to make sure that we try to support wherever
That's
we can.
right.
yeah.
Yes, and so that's on the health side. But what can we do for us businesses? I mean, that the members of FINEX are both large and small, and for those of our viewers who are actually SMEs or SMEs entrepreneurs, what can we learn from you? What are some of the strategies that we can actually learn from you to help safeguard us, let's say the small business entrepreneurs, so that we can survive in the meantime and go through this turbulent phase? Because after all, this is going to be maybe a blip in the in history. This too shall pass, but in the meantime, what can we do as businesses and entrepreneurs?
Well, there are two perspectives you need to look at. One is as businesses yourselves, I mean, things that you can control and things that happen around you, especially you have relationships with banks, with other suppliers. So within the realm of your influence and control, you need to develop, again, risk management protocols, assessing what are the risks that has the highest impact on your business objectives and what's the likelihood of those risks happening. And I think we're seeing that very clearly with the new COVID-19 outbreak. So they need to manage, they need to develop mitigating measures for that. And also to have business contingency plans. If things don't work out, what are they going to do? Are they going to have a fallback? I mean, maybe the bigger companies that have big operations can say, oh, we have another place that we can work from, or we can do work from home. But yeah, it's good to have these contingency measures. Now, looking beyond your business, that's where some communication needs to happen, because this is affecting all of us.
Right.
You can go to your creditors and say, look, we're both getting hit by this. I know I have a loan with you, but if I fail, then you won't get paid. So can we work something out to renegotiate maybe how I'm financed so that it can help me?
Are banks actually open to that right now?
Well, I'm not from the banking sector, but that's something they need to consider.
Right. Yeah.
How they can help each other, and also your supply chains. I'm not able to produce this for you, but is there something that we can do that over the longer term will be a win-win situation?
So there would be
all.
adjustments in the contracts, right?
Yeah.
Attorney Abbott?
Yeah. I guess
Adjustment in the contracts,
you
would
could
this be?
negotiate some palliative, at least, measures in the meantime. But I was going to say, there are certain things that you can't control, or because it was unexpected completely, like maybe even supply chain. If you're getting your supply from, say, China, and it's really either shut down or slowing down.
Right.
But there are certain things that you probably can control, no? Like, I'm sure everybody should think of protocols and procedures to better ensure the safety and health of their people, no? And then for their business and operations, maybe, I know this is happening as we speak, but certain businesses are already identifying off-site locations so that they can continue and maybe even spread the risk, no? You can't afford to have your whole staff contaminated if they do, right? So by splitting it, that lessens the risk. No?
Right. And also lessen the impact on actually unemployment.
Also,
because there are already there are reports already that, with shutdown of some factories,
well,
there's going to
those
be
industries or companies severely affected, like the airlines. I can,
That's right.
they've had to sort of lay off or put on
canceling certain destinations,
forced
Right.
leaves, no?
Yeah.
But yeah.
So that's if I were, let's say, an SME, what would some of the mitigating measures that I can use or do right now?
Well, I guess if you have a supply contract that's affected, you can try to look for other suppliers. That's one. But for me, if I were the first thing I think of is my people, right?
Right.
How to make sure, and maybe there is a telecommuting law already which allows employers and to agree with employees to allow them to work from home, but not that's all voluntary. So maybe all companies, including the SME, should think very well about this and consider it as a way, to protect also their people.
Right. So this comes actually, you mentioned, Jang, the academy. You mentioned the academy that was put together in 2018. And that's actually quite timely, especially now would you have like more, let's say, courses on risk management? Because this COVID-19 is one event,
Yes.
but we will always have events like this.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
do we now, prepare, CFOs and financial executives to take care of company resources? What would be?
Yeah. Well, once we, the academy is the youngest of the areas of FINEX, and
Yes.
once we achieve, full of operation of the vision, then we will be having a full suite of courses, from how to work out long-term strategies, to becoming a steward, employing risk management, being a catalyst in looking at how you perform against other companies, and then being an efficient operator. Those will come. But I think in terms of the now and helping people with risk management, we have committees within FINEX, professional development, and other committees that look at what are the needs of the now, and develop fora or seminars that help both the members as well as other interested finance practitioners, develop at least knowledge and awareness of these factors, like risk management.
Can you cite one of your, pick your favorite anecdotal evidence that actually this happened, where FINEX was, critical and also helping either a company or an industry? What was the before and after picture? But before you answer that, we're going to cut to a short break. You're watching Biz News. We'll be right back.